got no home or no place to roam. Ain't got no home.
Well, hello everyone. It's Bruce Fate and Steve Tinkham with Catalyst Lending. We're here to bring you your Friday rate update, and actually the rates are still really good. We've had a little volatile here lately, but they're actually down a little bit. A 30-year, we're still about 4.875. On the 15-year, we're down to 4.25, and FHA is down to 4.75. So great rates out there. I know you want to touch on the mirrors and so forth. Do you want to go ahead and talk about that a little bit as far as the report?
Yeah. For those of you that maybe understand this, maybe you don't, is that the problem with all these foreclosures was they said that they couldn't foreclose because they didn't have proper chain of title. And it has to do with this MERS. It stands for Mortgage Electronic Registration Services. It's this system that the banks got together and created to make it easier to buy and sell mortgages on the open market. Well, it's created a problem to where now they said legally that bank may not necessarily own that mortgage. They can't prove it due through the chain of title. Well, officially MERS came out with a statement this week, stating that you're right, we can't foreclose in our name. You're going to have to go back and prove chain of title. So that means this is going to make a screeching halt to foreclosure processes once again. So,
which obviously means, from the inventory standpoint, I know for you and for I that, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And we try to be as accurate as we can on all of our reporting. But what I've heard this morning, literally on, I think it was USA Today or something, and they were talking about how hard it is to get financing and how you have to have 6 months in the bank, and that's just not true.
Yeah, you need 7.
I mean, really, there's still 100% financing options out there with VA and USDA. There's no requirement for 6 months. And I know these are in some of the bigger cities. Maybe they're only talking conforming loans, and conforming loans are really good if you have 10% down or more, because the mortgage insurance, when you get above that, is higher. Anyway, there's just a lot of misinformation. When you're ever looking at a house, you want to get pre-qualified, you want to give any questions. Obviously, we're here to answer that questions, and I know that you were talking about sales tips and things that we're going to try to do for people who subscribe. Anyway, touch base on that real quick.
What we're doing is we're going to be giving away the whole month of March these Jeffrey Gitomer Little Red Book of selling books. And if you've never read these, they're absolutely wonderful, great sales tips. As I was just perusing through this, I just thought of the one that if you ever have a problem with you leave a voicemail for somebody and they don't call back. Well, it's not because they didn't get the voicemail. They just don't want to talk to you. I mean, that's the bottom line. Otherwise, they would have called back. And he says one little trick to do is to call somebody, and then in the middle of you talking, just hang up. So you leave them wanting to know what exactly that was. It's a little bit odd, but it's little tips like that. He talks about sending out prospects his business card watered up in a trash can. He says, hey, you're going to throw it away anyway. Just funny little things like that. So there's a ton of sales tips in here. So what you need to do is you need to subscribe up there in the top corner, because what we're going to do is we're going to choose somebody out of the subscription
every week for the next, I guess we're going to do it for the month of March.
Yep.
So please subscribe. As you all know, right up above is the Contact Me button. It's got Steve's information on his blog. It's got my information. We're business partners. We're not competitors. So either one of us, feel free to give us a shout. We'd love to help. And then I think you wanted to talk about a 203K real quick.
Yes. What we're going to do is give me just 1 minute. Now, 1 minute. 1 second. We're going to bring somebody in to talk about this new 203K program that you are absolutely going to want to tell everybody about. So bear with me just 1 second. Quick.
Yes.
Okay. As you see, we found her. So what we're going to talk about is the 203K loan. And the reason why, because it's not only known for the rehab loan when you buy a house and fix it up and do it, but there's also something that she just brought to our attention that you don't know about, because I sure didn't, is that you can use a 203K loan to
rehab your house, finish your basement.
Oh, that's such an awesome program. If you have, if you have a property that you're having a hard time getting the basement finished, or you just want to finance that, we can actually do that with this 203K, which I didn't know about as well. We've only seen that on the purchase side of things.
Yeah.
So
apparently, what you can do is you can get the appraisal done, and it'll be subject to you making these improvements. So if you finish your basement, your house can be worth more. And in some cases, you actually add gross living area, which really increases the value. So we can use this 203K loan, and she was nice enough to bring this to our attention today.
Yes.
Because
we didn't know. Every day we learn something new, and we try to pass it on to all of our realtor partners and obviously all of their clients and so forth. So as you guys know, the contact me button is right up here. Subscribe right over here if you love the information. Thank you for our Plaza rep for coming out. And you know how to get in touch with us. Have a great week.
All right, see ya.